Welcome to Maximising Efficiency with Dext. Today I'm joined by George Wells again, and today we're going to be talking about some of the integration settings that we think you might not be utilising to the fullest. So, George, I'm going to share my screen and you let me know where I need to go to find my integration settings.
Perfect. Thanks, Max. You must be getting sick of me by now, but I will happily do that for you. So if you jump in the client again, we're in there, perfect. And we're going to go to those business settings again, those nice, neat business settings we've seen on the new and improved user face. And if you jump into the connection settings for me, you'll see we're connected to Xero, which is perfect. So what I want you to do is click on manage that connection. Doesn't matter if you're connecting for the first time or if you're just managing the existing connection, these settings will pop up, and these are some of the settings that I go through with accountants all the time just to make sure that you're using your ledger software and Dext in the best ways possible. So you'll see two settings that I want to pay attention to here, which is warn me when creating a new supplier. So when you publish an item to Xero, Dext will check to see if that supplier already exists in Xero. And if it doesn't, we'll end up creating a new supplier, and we're just going to give you a warning of when we do that, so it avoids a messy purchase ledger. And then as well, expanded publishing history in Xero. That's going to just bring across all the extra details from the history in Dext across to Xero when you publish an item. So instead of the item just saying published by so-and-so into Xero, it's going to have all those extra details from before, like who changed the category in Xero, so on and so forth. So you know who was reviewing the item before it was published through to Xero. So I'll let you go and show them what that looks like in Xero.
Perfect. So let's have a little look at some of these in action. So we'll start with this one, expanded publishing history in Xero. And like you mentioned there, here's sort of in true Blue Peter fashion, the new audit trail within Xero. And what you'll see is there's two new sort of lines that weren't there before. And it's these two here. So the first one is when it was published from Dext into Xero and who published it from Dext into Xero. So you can see there my name's all over it. But we've also gone one step further and said, when was it submitted into Dext and how was it submitted into Dext? So here it said it was sent via email, and max.whiteley@dext.com sent it in to that Dext account. So really useful information if you've got a query with something, or a client's rang up and they're asking about something and you don't know where an invoice has appeared from. You can go into here and see who dealt with that during the bookkeeping process as well, just to speed up things and maximize that efficiency. So George, in terms of the other setting that we had one when you create a new supplier, like you said, it's creating sort of that, it's creating that sort of, stopping you from having that messy purchase ledger as you will within Xero or QuickBooks. And let me just jump into here and explain that to me now. So George, I've got a new supplier in here. I've created a supplier called new supplier. What do I need to do now?
Perfect. So when you go to publish that item into Xero now, what it's going to do is Dext is going to warn you and say, hey, you're creating a new supplier. Are you sure you want to do this? And then you can just proceed whether you'd like to do that or not. And all that's going to do, again, is just ensure that you've got a nice, clean supplier list, no duplicate suppliers. We all know when you're using ledger softwares, sometimes it's very easy to pick up lots of duplicates, especially in suppliers. So it's very handy to have that feature in place just as a review process.
Perfect. Thanks, George. And we'll see you next time on Maximising Efficiency with Dext.
Perfect. Thanks, Max.